Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to do a project in the handmade watercolor book, and it's the page that's right after the bubble one here that we've done. And I thought I would do some experimenting a little bit. I did it a little bit earlier in a video, and I've been using these ink blending brushes quite a bit, and I thought we would do got this palette that I've had out for a long time with some Daniel Smith colors. It's got Opera Pink, Pyro Orange, Quinacridone Coral, Quinacridone Fuchsia, and Quinacridone Deep Gold in it. But I thought that we would maybe use this palette and kind of do some watercolor stencil work, perhaps. So I'm just gonna activate these colors because I thought in the whole mindful kind of direction that it might be fun to do a pattern and then doodle on top of that. So that's kind of what I was thinking. So I've got some ink blending brushes. I found an all over pattern in my stencil stash. I don't know what brand this is. I think it was a random one I found off of Amazon. And it's just a Moroccan pattern. And I was kind of thinking, let me get a little sample sheet of paper out and just test our little theory out here. I was kind of thinking, I also want my little pad of paper just to have something to dab on. So these palette papers I use, I have a lot of people ask about those. These are the Jack Richardson Gray Matters palette papers, and these are on my favorites page, and I link all these supplies that I use on my favorites page that I've put up on my website, so I didn't have to like link everything under every video every time. And so definitely check out the favorites page. But I'm just going to put the ink blending brush in the watercolor and get it kind of on my brush and maybe tap it off some so it's not too thick, and then come through and see, you know, what we can get with our stencil. And then maybe we could do, you know, some watercolor variations in there, perhaps. Maybe a little bit of something like that. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna work out. Look how pretty that turned out. Oh my goodness, you can do that. Okay, that's what we're doing right there. You know, now we've seen it. So I'm gonna kind of center it a little bit, and then might get a piece of tape to help me keep it here. I'm not sure, but I can maybe move around. I don't know. Let's just try this, and then maybe I'll move this around as we get further down. So yeah, that was kind of stunning actually. So let's just go for that, and I'll be careful. And this book has I think this is this is a hot press paper in this. So I put in this book Arches and the Arches watercolor hot press and cold press. So there are some different papers in here, and this one feels like the hot press. It's very, very smooth. You might even try speckling some water on top of this if you're trying this out. Also, like just to see like what would the speckle of water do on the piece, just for some interest. That might be cool. Okay, so it actually kind of works if I just dab onto the glob of dry watercolor too. Let's just take a peek. Whoa! Oh my gosh, oh, how excited did that just make you about this one? Alright, so fun watercolor technique for your books. Mix up some different shades. Experiment with some color on these stencils on your paper. trying not to move it, but I'm not doing a good job at that, am I? I just got that too wet. There we go. Let's just pop that off. I wanted it a tiny bit wetter, but that was a lot of water. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, whoa! Now that's kind of amazing. Now I will say, because we just used watercolor on this stencil, I'll probably need to rinse that off in the sink, because anything that we put on top of that watercolor will run off with the color that we're putting, whether it be acrylic paint or whatever, which might be cool, but just be aware that watercolor is still going to be doing some stuff. It's going to still move. It'll activate. So now, kind of feeling like I need to let that dry a tiny bit, and then we can come back and mark make. Look how amazing that looks. How good is that for doing an all over design without painting each and every little piece with your brush? Oh my gosh. All right, I'll be right back. All right, this I've let dry just a little bit, and it might be fun to just play with some of these. Look how pretty that is. Like the Uniball Signos, you could do the white or the gold, and do some pattern and mark making. So I'm feeling white and gold. Let's use the Uniball Signos and just play and do some mark making on here. Just because we can do dots. We can, we could get out, looky here, we could get out some of our Klimt prompt cards. So I have a class on Skillshare making Sim 60 Klimt inspired prompts, and what I like about these is I've given you the prompt and we paint a big piece of paper and we cut it into little prompt cards, and then you've got the prompt you can glue on the front and the back. So like pattern play, fill your page with intricate repeating patterns inspired by nature or geometry. I mean, didn't we just like totally do that? And we could add some more stuff in there. So we can kind of get inspired by a few of these. Just opulent, ornate, totally doing that. Use intricate, ornate patterns and bold gold to create a luxurious feel in your abstract work. I mean, that one, totally doing that. Along with our pattern pet play. And we can just see, like, if you get stuck and you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go with this. This is kind of a super fun way. Look at here, stenciled abstract. We could do some more stencil work on top of this. Totally just, oh, you know what I could do? Oh my gosh. Okay, see, this is why you need some fun little prompts to prompt some cool ideas. Use stencils in a random overlapping pattern to create an abstract composition. So I'm not going to exactly do that, but it totally just inspired the idea that I'm about to do. So definitely check out 60 Klimt prompts there. It's a Skillshare class, and that one's on my website also. It's totally, oh my gosh. So this is what I came up with as I was just doing that. Sometimes, oh, looky here. So we could do some gold stencil work like right on top of the pattern that we've got going. I kind of like this Harlequin. The thing that kind of came to my mind though was one of these ornate scroll ones. Like there's that one by Tim Holtz. This one is the one I'm thinking though, because I already got it out. And it's just ornate scroll work from the Stampers Anonymous stuff. This one is THS 148, but I'm almost kind of thinking maybe the Harlequin 2. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like it could be some layers going in here, and because I like the scroll work so much, feeling like we could just kind of add that in, like coming in. It doesn't even have to be like on the whole page, but it would be super cool to have that going. So this is my Kuretake Gold Mica ink paste. This one might be almost empty now. Let's get another one because I like the vividness of this gold, so I'm going to use this. I'll shake this one up. There we go. That's what I want. So this is that gold mica paste instead of the ink, but you could do the ink too. Ink is fine. I got a brush here. Oh my goodness, we're going to totally do this all the way down this side of the page and just see what we can get. So try not to have too much on there. Might be easier to do the ink, but we're going to do this one. Okay, I want it to actually be coming in on the whole part of the page there. Oh, look at that. All right, let me see if I got any on the back side of this stencil because I need to move it one more time. Let's dry this. Let's dry this. Oh, I'm not sure it gets any more opulent than that. That's pretty amazing. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. Okay, that one's dry. Let's dry this bottom half before I mess it up. I was almost even thinking, possibly considering a little bit of Harlequin kind of coming in a tiny bit on top of this, and then we could make in the gold. So this is a Tim Holtz one also. I don't know beyond the number on this one what it was because it's lost its package, but it's THS 148. This one is a Harlequin THS 016 Harlequin. It's a layering stencil. But I was kind of thinking, that one's empty. We can just go ahead and say empty. I'm kind of thinking a little bit. I mean, what even if we did, oh my gosh, we're going to mess this up. I don't know. What if we did the Harlequin within this stencil that we've already got going on here? What about that? And then Harlequin in between that. Oh my gosh, okay. We're just forging new paths here, aren't we? Who knows what we're going to get, but it is a kind of a fun experiment to see if we can keep it within our stenciled bits there. This is already turning out to be a good paint day. Even if we hate what we made, we've learned some fun stuff and we've had fun doing it. And it really is about the process for me more than anything anymore. Just showing up, look at that. Might be too much paint on one of those, but whoo! Okay, that's pretty cool. I need to dry that before we mess it all up. Now I'm wondering, do we want white spots or do we want gold spots? Because now we got lots of gold, and we could come back with, say, little white dots or little white lines, or we could keep it all gold. But I kind of want to mix some white in there. I need to flatten this out better now that we know this side is dry. Kind of want some white in there, and like we could just, okay, let's just commit. Okay, so that almost a tiny bit makes these look like little ornaments. So this would be a super fun in the holiday kind of painting to do. I kind of want to get up here without putting my hand on it. So I'm going to use my paint stick from the paint store. Just to give myself a little bit of stability instead of my hand floating in the air. And those watercolors, in case I didn't, I know I said the colors, but they were Daniel Smith. And these pens do mark make on top of the Daniel Smith pretty nicely. It's kind of fun to do just a little stripe and not all of them. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. I could come back and do the couple over here though, but I like the path I'm making here. Alright, so that's kind of fun, just letting it take that path of the white. We could come back in and do some gold here. So it was gold, a little bit of white back in, and then back to the gold. What do you think of that? I'm kind of feeling that since we have all the gold there on these pieces. We're just let that go back to the gold. Ooh, there we go. I think I like that. Holy moly. Check out where we ended up today. I think I'm pretty happy with this. I could actually come back in and do a few gold dots over here, but I think I'm going to leave it where it's at because I actually love it. Look how pretty that is. And look what it does when we shine all that gold in the light, and how pretty the white pen and the gold pen really do make some lovely delicate mark making. Okay, that was a super fun page. It does remind me of Opulent Christmas, and that was kind of fun to push that creativity further with the Klimt inspired art prompt cards, with the pattern play, the stenciling, the opulent ornate, which totally like triggered an idea for me. So that I loved using prompt cards and books and different things like that for inspiration to take you in a direction that maybe you wouldn't have thought to go, because I was going to do little tiny patterns on the whole page of the little Moroccan shapes, but that's even better. It's more creative. It's got some big pattern. It's got some pattern fading off. It's got some marks. It's got the gorgeous watercolor that we started with, and we made it so much easier than having to paint each of those shapes by hand. Hope hope you enjoyed painting with me today, and I'll see you guys next time.